So can health anxiety cause actual fake symptoms? If that is a question that you are wondering, it's a question that I get asked a lot. So today I thought I would make a video explaining the psychology behind health anxiety causing actual fake symptoms. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, I really invite you to stick around for the whole video because there is going to be some absolutely crucial pieces of information in this video that will help you to stop feeling anxious when it comes to having fake symptoms. So this begs the question, can health anxiety cause fake symptoms? Now the short answer is yes. And I want to unpack that word fake symptoms because people with health anxiety, they have a tendency to misinterpret or misunderstand normal bodily sensations for serious illness. Now, when people with health anxiety experience these bodily sensations, which it could just be an ache, it could be a twinge, it could be, a feeling anywhere in your body, and they misinterpret this to be something seriously wrong happening. What I hear when people ask me, can health anxiety cause fake symptoms, is can the body create a sensation or a symptom which isn't actually there? Now, that is actually true, and that the body can create feelings that aren't there by focusing on something. So let me put this into context and let me give you an example. Have you ever had that thought where, there's like, someone says, oh, there's a fly in here, or there's a bug around, or there's ants in the room, and you start to feel itchy, right? There's no bugs on you. It's just that your brain has this feel, it creates this feeling of, a bug touching on your body. And this is very much the same principle that is at play when we're talking about health anxiety. When someone has that thought of, oh, is that feeling still there? Or is this happening right now? You literally have the power to create these feelings, these sensations, these itches, whatever you want to call it, with your mind. Now, the reason why this is so important is because, yes, you can create fake symptoms with health anxiety. We actually call this in psychology, it's called psychosomatics. So the very thought of thinking about something then creates the experience of that thought inside of your body. So you create that feeling through the thought itself. Can health anxiety cause fake symptoms? And it's like, well, when somebody's anxious and they have increased levels of cortisol and adrenaline going through their body because they are feeling anxious, because they're in an anxious state, then that can actually exacerbate these psychosomatics and create feelings that wouldn't be there otherwise. So in other words, take away the anxiety and the feeling wouldn't be there. The reason why this is so crucial to understand and beneficial to know, once you take yourself out of that state of anxiety and you take yourself out of that habit of doing anxiety, is that you can begin to find an equilibrium and a normal sense of calm, something that you may not have felt for a long time. Especially if you're dealing with anxiety and health anxiety, it very much becomes a tendency to feel stressed and to have these internal conflicts in your mind and, having these battles of, is there something wrong? Oh, maybe there isn't, but maybe there is. And having this internal conflict going on, it's very exhausting. And it's something that takes up a lot of energy and it releases a lot of chemicals into your body, which, to be honest, only make the problem of anxiety worse. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because knowing this in itself would be enough to help you to understand that anxiety can be as simple as adding logs to the fire. Every single anxious thought that you have may be interpreted as you adding a log onto that fire. And the more of those thoughts that you have, the more logs that you add onto this fire, and the bigger the fire gets and the more intense it gets. I think there's something powerful in understanding that you have control and you have power over how anxious you feel. Now, I know it may not seem like that, especially if you've got health anxiety. It may seem completely out of control. And in which case it does, then I highly recommend that you reach out to somebody. I take on clients with health anxiety. There are many other therapists all over the globe that take on clients. And I think one of the most powerful things that you can do to overcome health anxiety is to talk to somebody about it and to really speak to a professional and someone who knows what they're doing It really, that's something that I did when I had health anxiety. I went to a superb hypnotherapist, and we blew it out of the water in one session. Another thing when it comes to people with health anxiety and causing actual fake symptoms is that people with health anxiety, or anxiety in general, tend to have a catastrophic tendency to their thinking. So they may have this, assume the worst type of mentality. Now, the thing with this mentality is that many people adopt this when they're younger, or, sometime in the past, because they want to prepare themselves for the worst, so that if they've already prepared themselves for the worst, then things can't get any worse. Therefore, they're protected. This mindset has a positive intention. Now, I have a belief that people always do the best that's available to them at that given point in time. That thought to prepare yourself for the worst has a good intention. The problem is that if you always prepare for the worst, that in and of itself by nature is what you would call negative thinking. And the thing with the brain is that it doesn't know the difference between negative thinking and negative experiences. You could experience something positive, but you're having negative thoughts. That then in turn creates a negative experience. The reason why this is so important is that the brain does not know the difference between good and bad, between negative and positive. It only understands what is. And the way that you can determine the two, between negative and positive, is whether it feels good to you or whether it does not feel good to you. And the point being is that when there's too much negative thinking going on, this will create let's say, an undesirable feeling in your body, a feeling that something's off, a feeling that something bad's going to happen, or something bad is happening, and it makes you feel uneasy. It makes you feel off. It makes you feel like something's not quite right. And that's because, truth be told, something isn't quite right. There is an imbalance going on. There's no equilibrium. There's, your body may be sensing that there's a danger around. Now, whether there is a danger or whether there isn't a danger is up for your interpretation. But the thing is that the mind always has a positive intention for you. Your thinking is always trying to keep you safe, especially when it comes to health anxiety. Think about it from an evolutionary point of view. If you are focusing on all the things that are wrong with you and all the things that you think are bad, then that by definition has the highest chance of success to catch if something is wrong, by being able to do something about it. So from an evolutionary standpoint, that is actually a very good strategy to keep yourself safe. The problem arises in today's world when that there's, people with health anxiety say to me all the time, I know that there's nothing wrong with me, but I can't help feeling this way. And that is because your mind is trying to protect you. And when I work with clients, we turn this way of thinking into, instead of something that's happening to them, it's something that they are doing to protect themselves. And once people have this realization, it really does change the way that you feel and change the way that you experience, your experience with health anxiety and your experience with anxiety in general. Knowing that it has a positive intention for you is actually crucial to changing your relationship with anxiety, because most people see it as a burden, as something that's happening to them, as something that they don't want to happen to them. But guys, I've been there. I've had health anxiety. I've had anxiety. That just is not the case. I know where you are coming from because I've experienced it. But I now experience the other side of anxiety. And I'm grateful that it has shown me all of these things, because it's made me into the person that I am today. It's something that can be overturned, and it's something that can be erased from your habits, from your way of thinking, from your life and your experiences very quickly when you know how to. So there it is, guys. There's my take on can health anxiety cause fake symptoms. I hope you found some value from this video. And if you are currently struggling with health anxiety and you would like to seek some professional help, then I do offer a complimentary, no obligation consultation call for people, just so that I can guide them in the right direction. And if I feel like we're a good fit, then I'll explain how my health anxiety reset program can help you stop feeling anxious when you feel bodily sensations, help you regain that control of that anxiety, and to live life again on your terms. Now, if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then there'll be a link somewhere below, and if not, you can click on my profile and there'll be a link in the bio. And yes, I hope this video has helped, and thank you for watching. Till the next time, bye for now.